2, 1. We've got RIP Takeoff. Big ups, Chi-Town and all over. Another edition of the Self-Love Show. We got a big topic today, so if you bear with us, please like, share, subscribe. We're talking MK Ultra and conspiracy theories. Yeah, that whole term itself was created by the spooks. Yeah, they use it to discredit people who are telling the truth out there, in my opinion, allegedly. But Chi-Town, you can go ahead and kick this joint off when you're ready. This is the Self-Love Show.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in the building. This is life-risking information being shared here.
Are you ready for the ultimate glamping weekend experience? Well, wait no further because House Stock is here. What is House Stock? House Stock is a musical and spirit-elevating experience.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
All the way through the show.
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be clear and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child. For said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self-Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Live. Show starts shortly.
In this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval. And it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
But can you handle the truth? Would you take the red pill or the blue pill? Do you celebrate pagan holidays? If so, why?
It's the self-love show. The self-love show. The self-love show. We do it for our people. The self-love show. It's the self-love show. It's the self-love show. To expose they don't evil. The self-love show. The self-love show. The self-love show. We wordsmith 9
Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the Self-Love Show. Welcome to Chi-Town's very own Delph Love Vision. Very own Self-Love Show, where we got two mottos. Motto number one is on earth as it is in heaven. All praise due to the ancestors, the Most High, and my beloved Mama Sky. Rest up. Motto number two is as above, so below. Right now, we can be found Malcolm exclusively on this YouTube channel. This ain't that network. And as we say, TATN. Yeah. This is one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. And as always, what down, what down, what down. Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. We live and live in color. Today is April 9th. Big up, Capship. Oh, so suave. And don't let me forget the Lords. Capship Lords of Armageddon. Big ups. Happy birthday, Chili Willie Campbell. So today's April 9th, and we live. It's about 2:16 p.m. at the Heezy. And as always, we love to acknowledge that you cats can be any place in this spectacular universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be here together. Here together. What down, brother House Stock?
You already know, baby.
It's the Self-Love Show. Absolutely. Hey, so what you manifesting, bro?
Love, you know me now. I'm manifesting love. You manifesting.
Same here, good brother. Pure, unfiltered, unfettered. Some say harsh, some say tough, but I'm here to make you think. And it's love just the same, good brother. What's been going on in your neck of the Chi since we last hooked up on this show?
Well, I remember last week talking about it was going to be the election, and who I didn't want, and who I didn't know if I wanted or not, and who I didn't want lost. So we get to see what Brandon Johnson does, and
they ain't like the Brandon Johnson. He don't even pay his city bills. I've been getting a lot of that from the Fox box.
Shut up. How about that? Shut up.
Hey,
Paul Vallis overspent a whole lot of money and ruined the schools. You like that? That's what you'd rather have out there?
And was pocketing it, allegedly. So happy beta of Kappa Alphaversary. Beta of Kappa. Wait, happy beta of Kappaversary. Yes.
Thank you. 33 in.
Yeah. Your captain was my assistant dean out there.
No doubt.
Big ups. Big ups. The Punisher, the 4 Club.
My ship.
Yes, that's I was his personal.
And I was your ship dean.
Yeah, we had dope ship team. Dope personal. I mean, no, you know, all these guys are dope. I don't want nobody to, you know, start talking shit. You know, nice April Fool's Day joke though. Huh? So many people butthurt over that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that at all out there.
Again, I'm just here to make you think. And now everybody's acting like, oh, I knew it was April Fool's joke. I knew it, but nobody put it in there. This guy,
a lot of calls in the background going on and all of that.
Yeah, this guy and this guy Denzel Valentine. That's not his name.
No, you know Denzel
Washington.
It's not, you know, not that either.
But then Macaulay, Denzel Macaulay, he typed in there. No, the undergrads are, you know, focusing and doing well in their academics. And of course, he was spelling it with a K. We know why they do that, but he butchered the rest of the word. I wanted to say so bad. Spell academics for 1913, please. Big ups to Denzel. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Big ups.
Big ups. I feel like I've digressed here because a lot of this stuff you guys wouldn't know unless you were from our chapter. But
yeah, absolutely.
Major ups to you guys, man, and happy birthday, Willie Campbell.
My ship.
Yeah, happy birthday. So, but yeah, I'm yapping. All right, hold on one here. Singing here, there, fella. All right, MK Ultra. All right, here we go.
I think it's my homie Cuba's birthday. Big ups, Cuba. Happy birthday.
Cuba Gooden out there? We can't get him on the show?
No, not Cuba Gooden. Man.
Is it spelled the same?
Well, I mean, he's Cuba, like the place.
Yeah.
And yeah. You know, it's not, you know, that's the name that the people have bestowed upon him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. His non-government name.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Cuba. Or as some say, Cuba. All right.
We call him Cuba.
All right, what to expect? As always, we got the Self-Love Show quote of the day. We run a quick platform video. That's the More Growth and Development program. It's less than a minute. Then we're going to show you a quick video and talk about if it's tattoo tyranny. Nobody ever participates, rarely in the chat. So I'm challenging you guys. If you like what our government is showing you in this particular clip, what you're going to do is type a thumbs up in the chat. The chat's free. Just hit live chat on there. And then if you think it's tyranny, you're going to put your thumbs down. Self-love, and I will address it as well. Sometimes you guys can be the tiebreaker out there. And then we got our dome teaser. That's a riddle. Your mind is an awful thing to waste, so go ahead and use it. We're going to get you a riddle at the top of the show and get you the key at the end of the show. Today's topic, MK Ultra, the real spook conspiracy theory. It's going to be unpacked here today. You know, a lot of you guys don't like to think out the box, stick your head down the rabbit hole. Many of you, it's one thing to have your head up a rabbit hole. It's another thing to have your head up your what self. It's another thing to have
your bum.
Yeah, up your bum. Yeah. Oh, you think we can say bum on YouTube?
Yeah, there's plenty of bums on YouTube.
Oh man, one of them just got shot in the stomach. Big ups, not rest up. He didn't die, but he'll be all right. Pink kid out there playing practical jokes out there. And another pink one, but some white on white crime that never happens. Pink on pink. Shot him in the stomach in the mall. So
in the mall?
Yeah, they were in the mall.
Wow.
This guy's live with his little YouTube cameraman doing this. I told you it's coming to that. Doing pranks.
It's not the first time either.
I think the guy was he was like a DoorDash delivery person there, just trying. You know how the precious can be, just trying to deliver or pick up some food, and this jackass got shot in the stomach. We're gonna run this down the road. I'm running some clips of this guy, and we're gonna tell you what if he was black, running around doing the things he was doing. But,
oh boy!
All right. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the way we do. So and then we close it out with Wordsmith's final words out there. And that's where he's going to summarize tonight's show, which can open up your eyes, your third eye, more importantly, your mind, digging down your rabbit holes, touching down deep in your soul and spirit out there, and finding another way, and not just believing everything that's been put to you to the news and in the newspapers out there, that on the TV programs, coming through your radio feed and all the programming, everything. It's just, have an open mind out there. And if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? You can always go back to your regular way of life, right? Believing everything they print in the papers and put on TV and repeat over and over and over on TV. You know what I mean? All right. So, yeah. Now, any announcements, self-love, any announcements out there?
My people.
That is a cold. Y'all gonna get sued by Coca-Cola out there.
About
Go ahead.
time out there. Y'all know it's about that time. Come on, get them tickets. Time ain't long. It's gonna be going on. You can go on the website, or you could pause that and get your phone out and hit that QR code right there and take you right there straight to the website to get you going. House stock, y'all. It's going down June 23rd to 25th.
And I just pinned a link into, let me see here. I just pinned a link to where you can go get that awesome shirt, and you can also, more importantly, book your reservation.
Absolutely. It's going down in the town. You know what it is.
That's right. And looking for sponsorship for that event as well. Our co-host here, he's, a partner in this venture. So
absolutely.
To support one another and break that bread out there. If you can't go, book it for somebody else who loves house music and probably couldn't afford ice cream. You know what I mean? When you can't afford it, you can't afford it. We're not making fun of poverty. No, we're not saying Eddie Murphy was making fun of poverty and everybody laughed.
You can't make it. You can definitely sponsor, and we could promote whatever it is that you want, and it'll be up and be available and visible to everyone that comes out, and it could help the whole experience. And
that's right.
It's going down in June.
Do it in the spirit of your pagan festivities out there.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. And what about the egg? You finding those eggs out there? We missed the boat on this. We should have unpacked, because we're strike free right now. This holiday.
Easter. I mean, that's what it's after. That's what they're worshiping.
Hey,
the pagan goddess Ishtar out there.
I just thought it would have been a little disrespectful to cover that on these people's holiday. You know what I mean? And it's tradition.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it moves that's strange how,
I don't know. It's tradition, though. Tradition used to be stringing up one of our ancestors, at a cookout and calling it at a cookout and calling it a picnic. It's saying it's tradition. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it right.
I mean, it's just hard to conceive that in the date that the Savior was killed on moves around from year to year. It's a different day.
Yeah.
Good Friday.
Wait a minute, but are we really celebrating that whole event now, the resurrection and all of that? Or do we celebrate that on Christmas? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, well, I don't. Because
when
Christmas
everything's
is
dead.
A whole different.
When everything's dead.
Yeah,
dying.
I mean,
to your point.
Yeah.
Shouldn't Christmas be now then?
When he was born, should be.
But why isn't?
Well, you would think. At least it's the same day every year.
We can't ask these questions. All right, too many kids out there.
At least it's the same day every year.
Yeah. Well, the Easter Bunny's bringing the kids eggs and candies and diabetes.
Easter, the fertility goddess that it's about.
But if you do, you enjoy this and everything, we're not making fun of you. Enjoy yourself. But enough of my yapping out here.
Welcome. It's fitting today, 33rd anniversary, and 40th anniversary of Oh So Suave. Congratulations to them noobs. We got a very important video that we want you to watch. It is the Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self-Love Nation off of. But before that,
before that, big up ATL, because we won't be here tomorrow. I mean, you know what I mean? ATL's for their anniversary. KSATL.
Yeah, not ATL.
When is ATL?
DR.
Ain't that the 10th?
No, it's DR.
Oh, that's DR. ATL's on the 20th or something?
Yeah.
Dudes out there,
20th.
when's your anniversary, dude?
20.
Yeah, dude, type it in there. All right, go ahead with your thing. And but I know it's coming up. But you guys yeah, go ahead and finish your thing. Big ups, Cap Ship Death Row.
Yeah, the self-love show quote of the day. The government researchers aware of the information in the professional journals decided to reverse the process of healing the hysteric disassociation. They decided to use selective trauma on healthy children to create personalities capable of committing acts desired for national security and defense.
How diabolical. Nothing's like that's happening.
Yeah.
It happened then, but it's not happening now.
Well, these teenagers are going in there. Well, okay. All right.
Yeah, you're a conspiracy theorist.
The government researchers aware of the information in the professional journals decided to reverse the process of healing from hysteric disassociation. They decided to use selective trauma on healthy children to create personalities capable of committing acts desired for national security and defense. Cheryl Hersha.
Reparations now.
Before the dollar fails. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. Number 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We're closing the gap.
And 10, protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Thought you were having an MK Ultra moment out there, glitching out or something.
I was pulling it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I got my own version of a morning mimosa. Some sort of pineapple, banana, sort of fruity juice the wife likes. Mix it with a little of that coconut Ciroc. I find it mild in the morning. You know what I mean? You know, not saying that's in this cup right now.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
That's what happens from time to time.
Yeah, for any kids out there who may be watching. And parents, watch your kids out there, okay? All right. Now, where are we here out here? Last week's show. Yes. Oh, goodness. Midwest Festival presented House Stock 2023. DJ Optabala. Did I get that right?
No, Obatala.
Damn. Obatala and DJ Creeper. They also, went over and continued the House series and gave some very introspective responses, heartfelt responses to questions that were laid out there. Bigger than that, man, they really, you guys all did actually, unpacked House Stock, got everybody all lathered up, ready to go, purchase sponsorship and t-shirts and stuff.
Yes, sir. I'm excited.
Yeah. So you guys check that out. That's last week's show. It's one of our foundational tenets here. Recycling the what?
Our money.
Man, we don't ever do nothing. We don't own nothing. And the Jews own House Stock. The Jews own. I'm just saying, that's what we'd rather complain about than, not all of us. I don't want to sound like that guy, but then, support and things of this nature when we do build something. But you were saying, you were about to say the small hats own the company?
Oh, no. It's 100% melanated, highly melanated, not melanated deficient.
Yeah. All right. So you guys like, share, subscribe. Let's push on. All right. So, Seth, did you see 12 stuffing the Earth's bag?
I'm not sure. I pretty much stay unplugged.
Well, we covered the first episode of this, and so it'll look familiar to you. And this is just a little follow-up. Tattoo Tyranny, Big Ups Inside Edition, fair use, educational purposes.
This is saying Fox. Am I on the right thing?
Hold on here. I think you are. Let me see here. It says Fox. Oh.
Yeah. Jury awards, money.
Yes, it's Fox.
Yeah. Fox 2.
All right, well, big up.
KTVU.com.
Yeah, you're on the right one. Big up.
All right.
KTVU Fox 2 News at 5 starts now.
What crime have we committed? What crime have we committed?
Rights violated.
Oh, yeah,
now
I
at
do
5, a
remember
mother
this.
and her 2 daughters in disbelief when they were unlawfully searched and handcuffed by Alameda County Sheriff's deputies.
It pays to know your
a
rights,
federal jury
man.
reaching that conclusion and awarding
Sure
them
does.
more than $8 million. Good evening. I'm
You know the
Julie.
law better than the cops.
The incident unfolded
Ching,
in
ching.
2019.
$8 million.
Brooks Giroux
This
joins us
Fox,
with
man.
body cam video
This
that
Fox.
shows how it all went down. Brooks?
Well, that verdict was just reached last week in a trial that alleged false arrest, invasion of privacy, and violations of constitutional rights. The women say they feel they were stopped and searched because of the color of their skin.
What are you guys doing here?
Waiting to go to Starbucks in a second. Why? Is there a problem? We can't sit here.
Well, actually, let me tell you why I'm here. Okay? I've been having auto
To make you
break-ins in this
rich.
parking lot every morning around this time.
Sally Lagervale and her
Pause
2
that for a
daughters
second.
were sitting in a rented Cadillac.
I'm going to call one of my police friends. Any policemen who know me out there, yourself my friend. We can do this. Run off with like $8 million, and there'll be a little something in it for you. Allegedly.
The percentage in there.
Add that to your pension. You know what I mean?
To your coffers, you'll be good.
Send 10% to the Fraternal Order of Police. I'll even send 10% in to them. You know?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Too far, too much.
Too far.
Big up, Sharuka. You can run it.
Outside this Castro Valley Starbucks when Alameda County Sheriff's deputies concerned about car burglaries zeroed in on them, demanding the mom's ID.
What's that about? What did I do? What kind of crime did I commit?
The deputy
Facts.
doesn't answer, so she refuses.
You have to give me your ID.
Why do I have to give you my ID? I
Why?
don't have to give you my ID because I haven't
Because
given
you
anything.
black.
Lagervale's attorney says it's the first violation of her constitutional rights.
They can ask. They can always ask, but you don't have to give it to them. And they can only demand it if they have reasonable suspicion to believe that you've committed a crime.
Now, some states, you got to know your laws in your states.
But then things escalate.
Get out of the car. I'll get out. Just don't pull on me. I'll get out.
Tell me what I'm detained for.
All three are put in handcuffs.
You're being detained.
For what?
Put your hand behind your back or you're going to go to jail.
No, I'm not going to jail. And you're not going to.
And for more than an hour held in the back of a police cruiser.
Ridiculous. I just told them I have to use the restroom.
The car
Take
and
your
all of
women.
their belongings was searched without their consent, finding nothing to suggest any crimes and prompting a civil lawsuit alleging they were unlawfully stopped and searched, falsely arrested, and their privacy invaded because they're black.
If not
'Cause
consciously,
they black.
subconsciously, there was something
hear
going
that?
on
Right on
that
Fox.
made them unreasonably suspicious of this family.
Yeah.
That had, and I think that this same scenario happened, and these were white women. I
What
think
if
it
they
all
was
plays out
white?
very
You hear that, Sal?
A federal jury agreed, deliberating
That's
for
what we
2
covered it
days
on,
and
our What If They
returning
Was
an
Pink segment.
$8.25 million verdict. The Lauderdale's
They
lawyer
watch
says
it.
the sheriff's office did an internal affairs investigation that said the 2 deputies did nothing wrong, and both have since been promoted.
Promoted, so.
Yeah, because that's the
Now
company
you're telling me
policy.
there are items without permission.
to some extent for the rest of their life. Every time they see police officers, every time they're in
They
a
probably
Starbucks
all got
parking lot,
paid.
they're
Probably
going
a
to
deal.
remember this.
Yeah, I think I'll trade that for
This is a
8.2
large
million.
payout for a case that did not deal with excessive force. Neither the Alameda County Sheriff's Office nor the attorney representing the county responded to our requests for comment. Brooks DeRose, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
And Brooks, a federal judge can reduce damages
I'll tell
awarded
you-
by a jury. Do we know if that will actually happen in this case?
That is certainly a possibility. It will be up to the defense, in this case the county, to request that, and then the judge will make a decision from there.
There you go. KTVU's Brooks
my
DeRose, live tonight in the
So they're
newsroom.
gonna
Brooks, thank you.
turn it. We'll have to keep up with that because
Well, no. If they do, that's you got to go rub. Well, I'm not allegedly rub poop on the wall somewhere. Somewhere important because it's a clear violation.
yeah, we just need to update it because
Of the Constitution of the United States.
because we might go to that courthouse, and if the judge decides upon hearing from the prosecutor that
Well,
we want to change it and lower the
the federal judge.
judgment.
I know Big Nick, South Florida's got to be pissed. I'm sure they get a little money here and there, but they weren't getting. See, this is what I
And
say.
that was completely ridiculous
Flagrant.
what they did. Yes.
Well, these are
they brought the driver. Now, if they talking to the driver, the people, passengers had nothing to do with that. They
I
had
think
no.
they were like her 16-year-old daughter.
Right. They were her definitely her children, but they
Yeah.
had no reason to identify themselves under any circumstances.
None of
or
them
to be
did.
arrested. I know, but I'm
ne-
saying if he had just
hear
did
you.
her, that would have been different than doing the whole car. And
It's
that's
still 8.25 million.
that's what
They
it was gonna-
illegally
I don't
they
know if it was gonna
illegally
be that
searched
if
her
it wasn't
purse.
that. They searched their whole vehicle. They went all through
Yeah.
the trunk. You know how they do the search.
They didn't
put
give
your
them
stuff all out.
They didn't give them any reason why they were being detained. Something about
all.
Remember, I had vehicles being broken into in this parking lot. So you roll up on me because I'm black.
Yes, that's what that is.
And see, we as a
So-called
people,
black.
we don't know these laws, so we don't flex these laws enough. And so you think, oh, it's harmless. Just get a copy of your ID. It's harmless. It's harmless until they do that to somebody else. So even had they found,
it would all got thrown out.
Yeah, the fruit of the poison tree. The fruit of the poison
It would
tree.
have all got thrown out.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
illegal.
Correct. And that's where these body cams come in handy.
Yeah. Well, when they have them on, and when
Correct.
they turn
she
them
was
over.
recording. One of the daughters or something was recording.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
what I mean. She was probably live too. So know your rights, flex your damn rights.
It's very important.
Stop
for
just handing
all
over.
of us.
Yeah, stop letting them roll up on you and ask for your ID. That's just like rolling up and patting you down for a gun, ain't it, Self?
It's the same thing. It's like when they're identifying you, so they know who you are, period. So
Right.
next time they see you, they know exactly who you are.
Correct. Why are
And
you asking me for
it's
ID?
none of their business.
Right. Exactly. They should be able to tell you that. You know, she asked, didn't she?
No,
Well,
they
why?
have to tell you that.
Correct.
And I know they have to tell you that.
Correct.
You have to be expressly told why you're being detained.
That's right.
And
You know,
what you know, you have
Let
to
me tell
be told the reasonable thing that you think I committed before you can ask me for my ID.
reasonable suspicion of committing a crime.
Yes.
And for all you people out there who just willingly give up your IDs without any back and forth with these members of law enforcement, you're part of the problem. Am I right, Self?
Yes, part
Especially
of the
you
code
educated
enforcement.
ones.
These they're
Yes.
not even laws. They're codes and
Yes.
they're not, you know, it's not lawful. They are the
Gestapo,
yes, they are the
slave catchers.
advancement of slave catchers. Exactly. The advancement of slave catchers, the evolvement. Slave catchers have evolved to these people. They don't even know the law themselves.
Yeah, they say that and they need to be retrained, but they sure seem to know it when they're talking
Well,
to that citizen, that drop dead, blonde haired, or silver haired, blue eyed citizen.
You need more training and longer training to be a barber or a hairdresser.
But
than
they
get.
don't need any different training with how they treat those pinks.
I'm just saying they get more training. They get less training.
They're trained enough not to treat the pinks like that.
Well, I guess, you know, some of them, all of them ain't, but
They
most
don't
of
see
them,
the pinks as slaves.
No, they don't.
If
Even
they've
though
evolved from
they were
slave
the
catchers,
slaves, even though
then
they
it
were
should
slaves.
follow. Correct. And those black codes that was written back in, you know, Reconstruction, you know, they just keep rewriting them and, you know, amending them for the different generations, it seems. Now,
Yeah,
I'm not.
well,
Go ahead. My fault.
Yeah, well, they have been. It's been a fallacy that they've been putting on for a long time now, and they are committed to it. You don't have to learn what is actually the law. Just have to make sure you intimidate all minorities and you run down on them, so-called minorities.
Correct. And let me be clear for any kids out there or young people. I'm not telling you to go out there and get shot. All right. What that lady did was correct. Once it got to the point where they were becoming violent, you know, don't resist arrest and start saying you don't have the right to do this and that. They can do whatever they want because they have a gun and a badge. All right. But, you know, you live to go out there and call yourself an attorney out there, and you have to file the complaint and get the Freedom of Information Act so you can get those body cams and sue the pants off of them. Sue them.
Absolutely.
You smart ones should know it. You business professionals and all this and that, college educated. This is really y'all got to be fighting it. You can't be, you know what I mean, letting this, to your point, somebody with less than a beautician's license, barber's license, not knocking anybody's profession. They do very well in life. Big ups, get your licenses, you know. But somebody with less training, these people have a higher requirement to.
Yeah.
Right.
And get a gun and some authority. So so-called authority. And
let this high school graduate. Yes. Something right.
Let them loose on the public?
I mean, come on. All right, we're going to skip the next segment here because we digress. But now, Self, tyranny.
It's
well, they did get the system worked.
Wait, hold on. No. That's not tyranny. That's not tyranny.
That's not tyranny
at all. Because what it is tyranny caused this, and this corrected the tyranny.
Right. So
now, if they change the amount, then it's going to be tyranny.
If the Supreme Court gets in there and changes anything, that's tyranny.
Well, they said that the judge, and they didn't have to even leave this court. that if they ask for that, the judge can reduce it.
Now you have to go back and listen to that. They said the county has to decide if they want to pursue this in another court.
Oh, okay.
About
It
the
wasn't the
amount.
Supreme Court though. Not yet.
Maybe it was the state Supreme Court or something. But then ultimately, a case like that would be headed to the Supreme Court.
If they'll hear it, because the Supreme Court only hears so many cases, and they'll just be like, "No, we're not going to hear it."
Well, then that would be tyranny if that happens.
Yeah,
right.
It's tyranny
right.
if they change it back. Anything, it's tyranny.
All right. So today we're talking MK Ultra, the real CIA conspiracy. Self-Love and I, we do believe that there's tyranny still that exists today. Maybe we're outliers. Maybe all these cases we're seeing are one-offs. But all right, here's our dome teaser. So get ready. There are two RIP ducks. There are two FBG ducks, big up ducks. So there are two ducks in front of a duck, two ducks behind a duck, and a duck in the middle. So there are two ducks in front of a duck, two ducks behind a duck, and a duck in the middle. How many ducks are there? Looks like Self-Love's got that. I don't know about the Goyim out here. Self-Love's got it. Let's see if he's got it. That's a big number, huh, Self? Huge number. All right, club. For anybody who's listening. All right, club. All right, so enough of the appetizers out there.
Let's quench the Self-Love Nation's thirst.
All right, so big ups to productions. So today, as always, we go over the unfiltered history, and you go ahead and run it. We can reduce volume a little. All right, we digress. That's a little inside. All right, so today we're unpacking MK Ultra, the real CIA conspiracy theory. We're going to break down the origin and purpose of the spooks, the origin of Lakeshore Drive, and we're talking LSD. We're going to define MK Ultra. We're going to talk about the Manchurian and the Manchurians, potential Manchurians. Are there any out there? Is mind control possible? Are all things possible through Yahusha? Why can't the sheep or the Goyim understand that every conspiracy theory isn't false? That topic is did the spooks achieve mind control, their mind control goal? Did they achieve their goal? That's what we're unpacking today. And production, you can kill that whenever you're ready. Let's talk about it. And big ups to YouTube, for having this platform and allowing people to come out here. And only in America, you come out here and challenge your government. A live platform, and your plane won't crash. And, you know what I mean?
Well,
be in a car accident.
Only be careful.
Yeah, I'm just saying, only in America can you do that.
Well, I'm not sure if you can do that in America.
You go with your conspiracies again. These things never happen.
Well, until they end them.
Yeah, well.
Stop the games. Then the games will be played.
Well, what is the CIA? I mean, what do we know about it? Because of course we only know what they tell us, but what do they tell us?
Central Intelligence Agency, and it supposedly deals with threats that are foreign, threats to the United States from foreign entities, and it's not supposed to deal with inside the country.
Okay, I think that's well stated. I think that's well stated. Now, what they tell us, yeah, it's a civilian foreign intelligence service of the federal government of the United States. The spook's purpose officially are tasked with gathering, processing, and analyzing national security information from around the world, primarily through the use of human intelligence and conducting covert action. As a principal member of the United States intelligence community, the CIA reports to the Director of National Intelligence and is primarily focused on providing intelligence for the President of the United States, the Cabinet of the United States. Probably why they're all up Donald Trump's bum right now. If the CIA has been reporting stuff to him. When was it initiated? Following the dissolution of the OSS, very apropos, the Office of Strategic Services at the end of WW2, President Harry S. Truman, we don't know what's in his heart, created the Central Intelligence Group.
Yes, we do.
under a director of Central Intelligence by presidential directive. So it was an executive order. So if this wasn't even agreed upon by the people. January 22nd, probably because there was a war going on. No, this is post-war. And this group was transformed into the CIA by implementation of the National Security Act of 1947. What are your thoughts so far on this? National Security Act, huh? They really up our bum with the Patriot Act, and we're not saying what happened on my birthday was,
Yeah. Well, it was all planned. No way that anyone has 1,000-page book
dossier.
Yes, ready for an event like that to take place that's so specific to it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it was planned.
False flag, even. In my opinion.
Yeah, in a lot of cases,
from the data and the research we've seen.
Yeah, in fact, they've really proven that to us because they gave us a strike when we showed the evidence.
Yeah, we did a whole show on that. They gave a lot of people strikes.
Yeah.
And
we used the evidence that we got off of YouTube. It's amazing that we get a strike for replaying something that was freely available on their app.
Speaking of strikes, I think they had Hassan Campbell suspended for a while. Now he's only got one video left up on on one of his channels. Yeah, I don't know if they pulled them all down or if he did it, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you do things to yourself.
Yeah. All right. So it's interesting. Oh, good brother, and that was well said. The National Security Act of 47, and this was implemented by executive order, meaning the Congress and the Senate, meaning the people in this so-called republic had no say in the creation of such a shadow. I don't want to say shadow of this arm of the CIA. Let's face it. Let me just say that. So the origins. Okay, we'll get there. With the origins of LSD. So that's about all I had on that portion of it. Let me see here. All right. So the origins of LSD. Let's talk about that. What is LSD, Self?
It's a substance that disrupts your sense of reality. It can cause extreme euphoria or very much terror from being paranoid. It's got a wide view, can cause hallucinations. Can't exactly remember the chemical word for LSD.
Lysergic acid dithalamide. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Lysergic acid dithalamide.
Wait a
That's
minute.
LSD.
That's the L. What's the L?
L-Y. Lysergic acid.
It's got to be an S in there.
Lysergic acid dithalamide. I think the S is surgic, I guess. Commonly known as LSD. Also known colloquially as acid, it's a potent psychedelic drug. Effects typically include intensified thoughts, emotions, and sensory perception. At sufficiently high doses, LSD manifests primarily mental, visual, as well as auditory hallucinations. LSD was first synthesized by the Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann in 1938 from lysergic acid, a chemical derived from the hydrolysis of ergotamine and alkaloid found in ergot, a fungus that infects grain. LSD was the 25th of various lysergamides Hoffman synthesized from lysergic acid, allegedly trying to develop a new analeptic, hence the alternate name LSD 25. Hoffman discovered its effects in humans in 1943 after unintentionally ingesting an unknown amount, possibly absorbing it through his skin. LSD was subject to exceptional interest in the field of psychiatry in the 1950s and early 1960s. LSD has been associated with counterculture and free your mind narratives. Is that a coincidence, Self, that LSD has been associated with counterculture and free your mind narratives?
And it was a result they wasn't looking for. That's for sure.
I know they're so spooky. They control both ends.
Yeah, they do. But if it was for MK Ultra, then they were trying to control people.
Correct.
And it's ironic that what they were using created the counter control people.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Because
they fed all those people at Woodstock. They were, the CIA were the ones that put the
they were doing it at the house parties too.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
makes you
I'm just
start
saying,
wondering who was Ryan Hardy, who was Frankie Knuckles, who is Donald Trump. These are the questions you should start asking yourself. Like, are they spooks? I'm not saying Ronnie was allegedly putting the LSD in there. I'm just saying, or the spooks were at the party just pouring it in, or giving it to some local drug dealer who was, this would be good in the punch. It could have gone down any ways, but
all of those ways.
Yes, oftentimes it's all of those ways.
Hey,
yeah, he wants to come up here every show, see what's going on, walk in front of the camera. Yeah. So now, but yeah, I see your point though. They're using it, which we're going to get into, to reverse what they knew helped people who were having manic episodes and psychiatric issues. This is one of the drugs, that they chose to use to control the minds of the people. But I think that was going to be through some sort of process. But at the same time, they're flooding the streets with it themselves because they bought it and bought the most, akin to crack. And I would have to say, I'm not going to say meth because the government hasn't come out and admitted to it yet. It's not
but
true.
They will.
Well, it's just a conspiracy theory until they tell you it's true.
Conspiracy truth. It's a theory until it's the truth, and that's.
I haven't done any research, but I'm saying,
definitely they thought that the Russians would use this technology, and they
were
bought,
using it. They thought the Russians were using it.
They bought all of it.
Yes.
That was in existence at that point,
Yes.
at least from that they knew of.
Yes. So how did it get on the street?
They put it right on the street. They had different doctors and different institutions, take healthy people and.
Sounds like you're talking about all this fentanyl and stuff on the street, but go on.
Well, it's similar because they're reducing the population, since we're gonna go all conspiracy theories. So, by any and all means necessary, that's what they're doing. Telling you stuff
And
that's healthy.
It's an opinion. You know what I mean?
It's not an opinion. We've got tape. We have tape of.
But we are
the Rockefellers.
But we are on a public forum here, and
saying
YouTube could ding us for stuff like that too. I think we got a caveat.
I'm just saying.
But go ahead. All right. Go ahead, bro.
That's on the record. It's not. Tory didn't say it. Tory Wordsmith did not say this. It's on their platform where tapes of the people saying out of their mouth that they're going to poison us and then offer medicines that would further poison us so they could reduce the population.
Yeah. And that would be, and I guess then, because the next point, it would be bigger than the spooks.
Yes.
So the spooks are police for those at the top.
Yes. They follow orders.
Allegedly.
Now.
So yeah. No, I mean that's interesting information. You know what I mean? That's very interesting information. Yeah, allegedly. Like the law enforcement enforces the laws of the local governments.
They don't enforce laws; they enforce codes and statutes.
And the spooks would be enforcing.
And then they just say laws. They just say that it's laws, but they're not laws. They're
So the spooks could be direct law enforcement on behalf of the Illuminati.
That's what they are.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. You guys know what this sound means.
The Self-Love Show, giving you more than vitamins and minerals.
Food for your soul.
Information and plans integral to making your mind grow.
Yes, sir.
Growth and development. BS is irrelevant.
Intelligent. Yeah, I know what it is. It is.
What we represent.
It's halftime. Y'all know what it is. We are digging deep and unpacking MK Ultra. Talk about some beginnings and all of that. And we had a great time in the first half. I hope you enjoyed. We have a couple of videos that we need you to check out. And when we come back, we gonna go deep.
Yes. If you want to go drive down Lakeshore Drive right now, take you a quick spin. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
It's the Self-Love Show, the Self-Love Show, the Self-Love Show. We do it for our people.
Yeah, yo, Mom Dude's got me like a realistic radio. So if anybody know realistic is Radio Shack. Back in the day, like I ain't had no Pioneer. I didn't know nothing about no Pioneer. My dad,
Let's go to the one on 53rd and Hyde Park. I lived at that Radio Shack.
On the real, she got me a Pioneer. Like it did everything. It had an 8-track, it had a cassette tape player, and then I could play albums. So when I got that, she was like, yo, you can go pick like 3 albums. So I picked like Run DMC. I picked Run DMC, a house track. I can't think of it right now. And Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
So that was my 3. And I went from there.
Oh, that would probably been Off the Wall album.
Yeah.
That was his greatest album, in my opinion. And I'm glad we're talking about this. How, in you guys' opinion, and Maria Thomas, the entrepreneur, said, "Hello, guys."
Hey.
So how do house events differ from standard parties or events in you guys' estimation?
House culture is peaceful. It's nobody is. I think that's the number one, that everybody there for the music and the culture and the camaraderie. And there's no issue. Nobody there to be mad. If you there to be mad, that's the wrong party, or you just ain't gonna show up for it. You there to enjoy the atmosphere and the scene of the house music. And well, I never ever had a problem at a house function ever.
Well, except for the criminals hanging out outside trying to take your Gucci belt and your reverse Louis Vuitton belt and your hat, and you know what I'm saying. But I hear you. You saying inside the party,
Inside, they outside. Yeah, we deal with them on outside. When we hit Roosevelt, Randolph, we'll deal with them later. We'll run from there.
You got something to add to that?
Hey, that was classic right there. That was classic right there.
Take my members only jacket, please.
So look. The irony of this is, check this out. The irony of this is why I'm the people that's on the outside.
Come here, nice jacket, fella.
Low end theory.
Hey, not necessarily doing that, but I'm on the outside.
Right.
I'll go in and come back out, go in, come back, something like that or whatever. But yeah.
Hey, self-love. He was a spotter.
Look, check this out. What's the question again? Because that was so classic right there.
It was classic. What do you think? How does house events differ from standard, parties and events? What makes a house event special?
Well, in my opinion, my perspective, house started in the house. So you only invited people over that you trusted in your house. Let's start there. So then the event from the outside is the people that you trust, that you are comfortable with, that you are break bread with. I think that's where it started from for me. And then it just grew. I have no idea how. I just know it was wonderful, and I just like the music itself. I like the camaraderie. I like the different people that are telling their story through their music. Some people are poets. Some people they draw, and they're telling their story through their painting or their drawing. You know what I'm saying? So I think house music, and when you in your DJ, it doesn't necessarily have to be house music. Just the DJ itself, like you're telling your story, how you feel right then, or where you want to go, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You're telling it through your music. So that's what this event is about. Come tell your story.
Yeah, and facts. I got the jets flying overhead. I'm in the flight pattern. But from what I know, like my big brother, he was there from the beginning, and Steve Silk Hurley, that's my cousin, my big cousin.
Hey, Rory.
So I was around there, and then I lived on the block with a couple blocks over from Little Lewis when I had moved out west with my grandmother. What I got from house music is similar, very similar. The people, the expression, not just coming from the DJs. The way people express themselves with dress, how they dance, the creativity, people from all different walks of life and lifestyles, lifestyle choices. It seemed to me like everybody just came together. To your point, DJ Creeper, it wasn't all that drama and mean mugging and all of that. It was just people together there to have a great time. It almost felt, to your point, DJ Obatala, it almost felt, did I say that wrong?
Obatala.
Obatala. Okay, DJ Obatala. It almost felt like you were in someone's house. So yes. with the love that you felt. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it to self-love, unless you guys got a comment.
Yeah, it's all the culture. So which would you choose between the warehouse or the power plant?
You first.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
I got mine.
You can cut that.
Yes, sir. We back. Hope y'all enjoyed that. That's just a short segment of last week's show. So much information. You'll be doing yourself a disservice if you don't go check it out.
Facts.
But as y'all know, today we unpacking MK Ultra. Real CIA conspiracy theories. Okay, whatever, unpack.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a conspiracy realist. They call a lot of people conspiracy theorists and all of that. Nah, conspiracy realist right here, in case you didn't know.
All right, y'all support House Stock 2023. Links pinned in the chat. House Stock 2023. It's a weekend of glamping with your peoples. Black owned, black operated. Sponsorship packages
So-called
are
black.
available. Yeah, so-called black. All right, so let's jump into it, bro. What is MK Ultra?
MK Ultra is a program from the CIA and backed by the NSA to try to create Manchurian candidates, to have people that they can control by trauma that they've caused to split their personalities at a young age or at any age, really. They cause them trauma and they're able to split their personalities and train one personality to do like a hypnotized state
to kill
and do whatever. It ain't just killing, because they have them to perform sexual acts. They have it's a lot of control measures.
Correct.
Not just killing per
But
se.
yeah, but the CIA was trying to create. So you got, when we did that show on the Illumabooty, that's how they create illuminists. Some of them might be working in banking and upper levels. They're directors of this, directors of that.
And celebrities.
Yeah. Not saying the CIA wasn't doing it for other reasons, but ultimately, as far as what the military wanted, and they're an arm of the president and defense agencies, they were looking to ultimately create assassins who would kill with impunity and then not remember what they had done even the next day. Just go back into regular
then
life.
It involved higher than that when the elites wanted sexual acts from celebrities and such, and they create them to perform actions. All of that was included in it. The disruption of governments around the world through assassination, as well as their pleasure.
Yeah. And so, also it's defined as an illegal human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the spooks, intended to develop procedures and to identify drugs that could be used in interrogations to weaken individuals and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture out there.
Yeah, absolutely. They can
That's
implant memories in people by putting them in a theta state and repeating the wanted memory over and 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 over while the brain is in a theta state, and it's hypnotism.
yeah. They said it was actually preceded by a two drug related experiments, Project Bluebird.
Yeah.
You know, they did a lot in Canada, and they were using Canadian citizens, our government.
Yes. I mean, the CIA, so it's supposed to
Yes.
operate outside of our government, out of,
Yes.
outside of the United States. So
Supposedly. Yeah,
supposed to, but
yeah, but we know there's guns and crack and other things that OGs have been saying, hey man, we don't bring this shit here, you know.
I mean, it's fact. They
It's
do a
fact.
whole lot inside the United States, which makes them shadowy. They're not supposed to do that.
Well, yeah, the guy who was the head of project, the MK Ultra project, I think he was working either for the feds or the guy was buying up all the
Yeah.
LSD. Yeah, he was working for the DEA, and they didn't even know he was a spook, supposedly. So he was a spook. His cover was DEA.
And we had a president that was a former head of the CIA and became president.
Yeah.
George W. Sr.
Yeah. So if you have, because people say it's the America, quote unquote, running the cartels and things of that nature. The best way to control the drug activity, which I say they play both ends, would be to control the DEA as well as your mid-level dealer as well, right? It's the only way,
They ain't got to
But
be.
they would have to be doing business inside the country to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's shadowy because it overextends what it's supposed to do. All by design. So they can say that no, we're not designed to work inside the United States. We don't do anything inside the United States and all this because that's what their directors say, but still do it.
Yeah. Over 7,000 American veterans, that's the number they give, took part in the non-consensual experiments during the 50s through the 70s. So many of them sued later. I bet you the pink one sued. MK Ultra's scope was broad, with activities carried out under the guise of research at more than 80 institutions, aside from the military, including colleges and universities, defund Harvard, defund Yale, defund the Ivy League, hospitals, prisons. We know who was in those prisons. We know which hospitals they were in. And pharmaceutical companies. The CIA operated using front organizations. Yes, if that's what they do. Although some top officials at these institutions were aware of the CIA's presence and involvement. MK Ultra was first brought to public attention in 1975 by the Church Committee of the United States Congress and Gerald Ford's United States President's Commission on CIA Activities within the United States, also known as the Rockefeller Commission. Interesting. Investigative efforts were hampered by CIA Director Richard Helms' order that all MK Ultra files be destroyed in 1973. The Church Committee and Rockefeller Commission investigations relied on sworn testimony of direct participants and on the small number of documents that survive Helms' order. In 1977, the Freedom of Information Act request uncovered a cache of 20,000 documents relating to MK Ultra, which led to Senate hearings. Some surviving information about MK Ultra was declassified in 2001. What are the chances, Self, that the same investigating group, backed by the Rockefeller Commission and this church committee, what are the chances that they would be the
Destroyed all the
same?
documents. That's who did.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going with that.
Oh
What
yeah.
are the chances of that?
Well, 100%. Like if you can go above 100%, I'd say 1,000%, but that's not a real number. 100%.
So are they saying that our government backed an arm of our government that unwittingly performed tests on people all the way up to at least 1975?
They've admitted that. It's been admitted by the government, and it's saying, man, well, maybe we shouldn't have done that, but it's been admitted by the CIA that they dosed Woodstock, that they dosed prisoners, that there's a place in Canada that they would send people, and it was a horrible place. It turned regular people. They would go there and be like, oh, I'm depressed, and they would come out of there and not even know their family. Like their family would come in and they'd be looking like.
Well, you remember one of our buddies turned to Yahusha after his experience with the Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah.
I saw it. So that guy in Venice Beach, dressed like Yahusha. Well, the image of Jesus, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that drug, because it's synthetic.
Well, it comes from, but they're making it's synthetic. Agreed.
So,
if they were using what our ancestors were using, the medicine men, and what you thought, they would have been using the actual fungus that it came from, which is probably some sort of mushroom. Remember, we mentioned.
Could be mushroom, could be cactus. It could
Yeah.
be. There's a lot of.
They said it was a
plants and
fungus.
herbs.
They said it was a fungus actually that killed plants. I forgot where when I just went through that. That's where the scientists that created it in Switzerland, the neutral country, that's where they start deriving it from. And so yeah, it wasn't a mushroom per se. It was a fungus that kills plants.
Because mushrooms aren't fungus, against popular belief.
Oh really? I always thought they were part of the fungi family. What are they? A plant?
Yeah, it's an organism of its own. It's a lot
Oh yeah,
of
they
them.
gave it its own classification. Is that what you're saying? It's got its own classification.
Yeah, but it's still falsely claimed to be a fungus.
Interesting. Now, so it's not a vegetable.
I'm not exactly sure of its classification, but I think it would be closer to a vegetable than a fungus.
So you mentioned Manchurian candidate, and I wanted to get into the root of that word. Manchuria is literally a region in Northeast Asia. So there's a Manchurian language, a Manchurian people. Is food, Manchurian chicken, things like that. You can find it in Indian cuisine. So, what is a Manchurian candidate, and why did they name it after these Indo-Asians?
This is the first time I've really been consciously made aware of that word to that space on the earth. But a Manchurian candidate is someone that you have that you can activate to do something that you want to do through a word or a vibration, audibly inflicted to them. It's usually someone who has a split personality through trauma that has been made to have a word or a phrase or a frequency that would set them in motion to do a task of things that their regular personality or regular identity will not even know about in no way, shape, or form.
Yeah, so they have that trigger. Something is
Yes.
programmed into them.
Yes, that will turn off their consciousness and set them on a path that's already been
predestined.
Yes.
Interesting. It'd be almost like having a human robot.
It is.
Mm.
A lot of trauma is inflicted on a person to split their personalities. They inflict this trauma to where your brain says, "Oh, all this is going on. I need to go over here where I can not even register that." And once they achieve that level of trauma, they have a phrase or a frequency that will turn that on, and they train it to do exactly what they wanted to do beforehand.
And you know how you say art reflects life and then vice versa, right?
Yes.
So remember the book, which I have to put on my list. I've got to read this. Manchurian Candidate, because we'll watch the film and think that we've downloaded the information when really we only got what they wanted us. They programmed us to want to get.
An hour and a half. I mean, usually most books you can't read in that time frame.
Very true.
At least I can't. At least I can't.
Yeah, because very true. But the main plot summary, so if there was a major in there, and the rest of their infantry and platoon are captured by an elite Soviet commando, they like to blame the others, commando unit during the Korean War in 1952. They are taken to Manchuria, which is probably where, and brainwashed into, this is in the story, and brainwashed into believing Shaw saved their lives in combat, similar to the movie, which Shaw subsequently awarded the Medal of Honor. So that's where I guess they start using that term, Manchurian Candidate. And the best ways to get funding, you guys, is to create fear for our Defense Department, police, and everything. They create fear in the hearts of the Goyim, the taxpayers.
False fear, and what they do is the people have decided that they're going to support the government, and or they have laissez-faire attention to it and believe what is told to them or what have you. But these plans are in place. They've been in place. Now they put put a shock value out there and see how we react to it.
Laissez-faire, you've been hanging out with the Illuma booty? You've been hanging out at the Champs-Elysees?
Well, I understand their language. I'm the wordsmith. I am a wordsmith.
I didn't hear a word after laissez-faire.
I'm just saying, I am a wordsmith.
Big ups, DJ
so
Creeper.
Understand what they're talking about, where they come from. You know what I mean?
All right, so you're saying they made us passive. They make the Goyim passive.
Yes, and we'll agree with everything and not even look into it because it's all you hear all day, every day. And just pay attention to information that's presented in a certain way all day, every day, and question it.
Well, you know what I feel like they're doing, Self?
Huge tenet. We have to question everything.
Self, I feel like the world shadow, I'm talking about the Illuma booty. Let me go on camera here. I just had a vision that they're using the nuclear arsenal and the science and the fear of world destruction. Okay, because my mom used to tell me how they programmed them in school. They'd have these bomb raids and had the kids getting under the desk, and that's
like
going
to do something,
save you from the radiation and the heat. Yeah, but there was fanning fear. It was programming fear to the
Yes.
point where now I'll pay anything not to see what happened. I don't know, not to see what happened in Hiroshima, not to see what happened in Nagasaki out there. So now the world, I'm talking about the Goyim, the people, are willing to listen to anything any part of the government tells them, any funding that they may or may not be stuffing in their pockets, right? You know, yeah, we're going to have to use your Social Security money that we promised that you pay for out of your check every week to give to the Ukraine to avoid what? The bombs going off. It's like
Yeah.
gangsters. They're no different than everyday gangsters who hold a stick on the block and take your lunch money. They're using the nuclear arsenal. But go on, that was just something I had.
Well, it's the truth. It's been that way since Pearl Harbor, actually. That was the
false flag?
Yeah, that allowed for such a force to be used.
That show of force, then that program Fear, they made sure they showed it. They even got footage of the Nola Gay dropping it.
Well, that space is still not the same. The DNA of anyone born there and all that is still being affected.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a couple of people who were right there at the heart of it, epicenter, and didn't get a scratch. They might have hid behind a wall. And I said on this show before when we covered that, I think some people, because God makes all types our DNA, some people are oblivious to those levels of radiation poison. Like some people are
Our
oblivious to
people,
electric shock.
melanated people, and Asians are. It's
I
Asian.
don't think it's millions of people. I think
No, it's not. Asian
Yeah.
is part of Caucasian. So Caucasians are offshoot of Asians.
Right.
And
Caucasians dead Asians.
And I'm just saying they are not us. So
Right.
Our people that were there,
yeah,
okay, yeah, might not have had the same effect on the Caucasians or Asians.
correct. Yeah, but I wasn't thinking that, that recessive gene would be dominant even amongst our people. That's what I'm trying to get out there. So it would have been more of us to be able to withstand it, but I don't know. I hope you're right.
No, our people withstood it more than humans. Hue of man.
All right. So we broke down the Manchurian. I'm going to talk about some alleged Manchurians. You can add people to your list, but people I got in mind. You got a lot of these school shootings and churches getting bombed and back in the day and shot. But I got Donald Trump, JFK's assassin out there, RFK's assassin out there, Dr. King's assassin out there. What's my man's name? Malcolm X's assassin out there, and the Boston Marathon bomber, something more of you guys may be in tune to. I think those are Manchurians out there.
I'll go further.
Will Smith slapped the shit out of.
Yeah, no, he did not.
You don't think that was what his program was?
False flag, fake news.
All right.
You know, they had to have the most slappable moolie to get smacked, and they had to have the squeaky clean guy do it for it to not.
You're not going with Will Smith. All right.
No.
But you were going with some people. Who
all these shooters, the Brooklyn shooter, the white guy that went in the black church and shot the people, Dylan Ruth, these type of people that they're trying to make an outrage about guns.
What about
so
the
they
guy
can take
who
our
need
guns.
George Floyd out there?
I just think he was just a good old racist.
You don't think he was a Manchurian?
No.
He sat there for 9 minutes in front of the man and God, and just, you know what I mean, did something that was. I'm just saying it's possible.
He could very well be. I mean, I'm not gonna knock out that possibility, but he just seemed to me to be a good old training racist,
hateful pink man.
Yeah, that was training.
You don't know what's in his heart.
People.
You don't know.
Yeah, he was a devil. I know that part.
You know,
Either way, Manchurian.
You see
or
a man knee somebody out there in handcuffs, you don't know what's in his heart. You can't say he wouldn't have done that to a white person. This is the world we live in.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was going to do it to whoever he was told to do it to. So it might be Manchurian Candidate. You might be right. Because hey, the white guy that shot the prankster, you know, he didn't care that he was white.
No, he didn't. And
he wasn't a Manchurian though. He was like protecting himself, I'm sure.
That's what he's saying. And the people who's filming the George Floyd incident, you know, they could have been spooks. I mean, it's just, remember, everybody watching was like, how could they just sit there? I'm either going to walk off or do something. How can you just sit there and watch that, man?
Yeah, I wonder what I would do. But after I seen that, I know what I would do. I go kick that sumbitch right in his face.
They just shot you 175,000 times.
Yep, and I'd do it.
All right. Big ups. You know what I'm saying? Big ups.
I can't watch that. Now I know for sure that I would not watch that. I can't.
Now, these are alleged Manchurians. What about Kanye West out there?
No. They fuck him up, and then his programming, because his melanin, gets his shit back together. His handlers have him all fucked up. They tell him all kinds of shit, and then they drug his ass, and then once he won't take the drugs or whatever, his melanin gets his shit back together, and he starts telling the truth. And they like, we gotta get this motherfucker. George Bush don't care about black people.
What about Kim Kardashian out there?
Devil.
I mean,
in the making, her the real one is her mother.
Yeah.
She's the one that really, she's the super handler, because she handles her own children. And Bruce Jenner had
the children's, and then the children's.
Oh yeah, all of that. She's the the witch.
Any other political figures you could think of?
Wicked Witch. All of them. When they go to
England,
Washington, D.C.
Oh, D.C.
When they go to Washington, D.C.
Whatever's programmed in their subconscious, they get their little trigger.
Yes, it's something underneath there that sets them all up. They can go there with the best intentions. You can elect the best motherfucker in the world, but when he gets there and he sits in there, you can't sit in there. Your shit is gonna fuck you up.
Somebody say Lakeshore Drive, how fast we drive, and destination unknown. That's Creeper.
Yeah.
He says, I always say not who the spooks, but who is the turncoat who killed Dr. King. The only one benefited was Jesse.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, he's not the only one.
But the one out of his crew.
Correct.
He was about to get rid of Jesse at the time. He felt that he was a
Jesse
spook.
was Nino Brown out there. It was bigger than Jesse Jackson.
But he wasn't Nino though. But he was.
The assassin wasn't talking about Jesse Jackson. Now Jesse could be a spook.
I'm just saying Dr. King was going to get rid of Jesse Jackson. He was separating from him.
Right.
And this motherfucker went after Dr. King was killed. He was downstairs, went upstairs.
But if Jesse did all of that,
spread blood on his.
Then Jesse,
shirt.
if Jesse did all of that, he'd have to be a spook. What I'm saying is that
no, he is a spook.
Well, what I'm saying is no way he would have had a contact for this white man who's been on the other side of the world fighting wars and then living in wherever he was living, Cuba. I'm talking about the assassin. Now I understand.
That was James Earl Ray. That was an American dude that they said killed King.
Correct. But he was ex-military and he had fought, I think, in the Korean War and then moved to Russia and had moved to Cuba for a while and was one of those so-called socialists, as they was calling them. But what I'm saying is, oh no, you're right. I'm thinking of Kennedy's killer.
Yes, you're thinking of James.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Kennedy's killer.
Yeah, this dude was a
But
straight
I
up.
mean, listen, I'm not bumping for Jesse. Jesse was right there around the
James
Rukins.
Yeah,
He was
James
right there
Earl Ray
around
said,
him and
well,
his brother.
His brother.
Jesse's in a pitch. Him and his brother.
No, his brother was an Elrican.
I understand. I understand. That's what I was going into.
Right.
But Jesse, what I'm saying is Jesse was around them. Jesse was around Hoover before he went down. Jesse was around. That's all I'm saying. Is it possible?
Agree. No, it ain't possible. He is.
That he's a spook. Is that possible?
No, it's not possible. He is a spook. African American came from him. The main thing to get everybody to say that we're African American. He is a spook.
Well, he did
allegedly.
Well, he did
from my opinion.
Well, he did call Maxwell Street H-Town back when he was running for president. And remember, he was running around with Farrakhan and I'm trying to get them caught up. But he
all spook actions.
Yeah, but he did. Yeah, you're right.
He
was running for president and called the small hats
Town.
I don't know if we can say that.
But at this point in the show, we can.
But that's what he, all right. Yeah. That's what he said. That's what Jesse. You're just quoting Jesse.
Don't make a short of this though.
And so
there will be problems.
And they renamed the whole of what we used to call Jewtown, Maxwell Street now.
Well, it might have been called that the whole time. We were just calling it that because that was the culture we were taught.
Oh man, my how times change. You know what I mean? If it was a Jewish one of those, what do you call them? Not the Yiddish Jews. What do you call them up there? Azinaskis or something?
No. Yeah. What they
Ashkenazi. Yeah.
But they also,
if it was one of them living on the block, so y'all would have been calling him J-Town. that would have been his name.
Hey, no. K-Rob roommate at U of I freshman year.
Was Aganaki?
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what was in his
I want to call it. Well, I know when we talked about Jewtown, he was like Maxwell Street. I don't know why you would call it Jewtown.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Jesse had already done his thing by then. So everybody were like, "Oh, you had no problem. We was down there spending all that money." Like, yeah, I used to tell the people, "Yeah, I come to Jewtown all the time and get all my stuff," and they just taking my money down there, cooning and not knowing.
They called it Maxwell Street. They never called it Jewtown. That's the whole thing. Sure? Yes, because he was like, "You mean on Maxwell Street?" I have no. Because it was like Jewtown.
You can't tell me that wasn't a community like Chinatown was Chinatown.
It wasn't. Those people there, they were not in Jewtown. The people that actually owned the businesses and all
the
of
Jewish
that.
people.
Yes, because we were taught it was Jewtown because you could Jew them down, and we didn't understand what that meant.
No, we were taught that they was Jewtowns because they were Jewish people who owned all the business.
I was never taught that. Ever. We could go there, we could Jew them down. I didn't even know what Jew them down meant.
Or somebody
turn and walk away and like, oh, what? No. And then they'll be like, okay, then they'll take a lower price.
Or somebody thought that you paid too, like if you went down there to J-Town and bought the Nikes for 40 and I went down there and got them for 30, I'd be like, they Jewed you.
Right. Oh, no. That wasn't what I was taught. I was taught you could Jew them down, even though I didn't know what that meant. But
You never heard the term Jew as in Jewish people?
I didn't have that concept. It was like,
see, I was at Ray School. It was, it was some of them there. So
I didn't have that concept. We went down
got
there to get lower prices, and they told us on the way
yeah.
you could Jew them down. Say, whatever they say no, and then walk away, and then they could get a
They
better
always
price.
gave you a lower price. Yeah,
And that was Jewing them. That's,
when you got good at it, you didn't even listen. I just came from the place. There's 2 places down the street. They got them for $15 less. If you do that price, I'm tired of walking around. Right. But you're right. I mean, yes.
At least what I was taught. I mean, yeah. If you paid too much, then you got suckered.
Creeper said YouTube jail for selfless love. Yeah. This guy, he's off the chain here. And we are. All right.
might be me.
Yeah, well, pickups to the Agenasi Jews, all right? Pickups?
Yeah. No ups to them. In fact,
all right. Is mind control possible? Does it exist? Are people in control of their own thoughts? Did the spooks win?
Not completely, but there are a lot of people that are influenced by the programming that's on the planet. There's a whole lot of TV programming, radio programming.
What's that guy down there in Texas where they drink the Kool-Aid? Cults. They got business cults and sports cults. Go ahead,
fraternity cults and religious cults. It's there's a whole lot of programming that goes along in this country and on this planet.
So we agree that mind control is possible. Why not just use hypnosis out there? We've had hypnosis on this show.
They do.
Yeah, they do use hypnosis. But
hypnosis is
supposedly they can only bring you to do something that you already got in your subconscious.
They only something that you will agree to.
Correct.
Hypnosis all hypnosis is self-hypnosis.
But hold it, which is probably why they torture the people first and then hypnotize them. Go ahead, though.
All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And now with this trauma, that's a whole different program. They separate personalities. They put you in a state of mind where to be safe, you have to have a separate space for the shit that they're doing to you.
Correct.
And then they can tell in that separate space, they can control you. Because they can tell you what to do, and it's not in your conscious.
Yeah, because the hypnotist said they can't make you like emerge, can't be on the street like, hey, go shoot that cop.
Some people we can, but most people we can't.
So what's the difference between those people? And then why wouldn't the CIA just use that as opposed to going through all this damn trouble and buying all this Lakeshore Drive?
Well, they were confused about the Lakeshore Drive because you can separate personalities without that. You can torture people to a certain degree to make them disassociate from part of their mind. And when you do that, you can control that part of the mind that's disassociated with. And it can be turned on with a verb or a word, not a verb, a word or a frequency with instructions already embedded in it.
Hypnosis is suggestion.
It is.
So yeah, I think they did use it. They were using it in concert. MK Ultra was combining all of that. It was all experimentation. To get to control, to create little puppets. Many theories of these conspiracy theories turn out to be true. We can list them. We don't have to, because we can list them. It's a waste of air at this point because people are going to see what they want to see. They did a poll on YouTube. So would you want to have the red pill where you're with Neo and you see the truth? Or would you rather have the blue pill? I think 77% of the voters said they'd rather just take the blue pill. This is what the government, these people love.
Yeah, and they'll kill you to keep in place.
That's that blew my mind when I saw those results.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you think about it, it's not that hard because the truth is tough to deal with for some people. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to live in their lie.
Correct.
As long as they're comfortable in their lie,
correct,
they're cool. That's where the 77% or whatever it was coming into. You know, they're rather not hear that their wife is cheating on them or their husband is. They rather live in their lie and be comfortable.
correct. Creeper said, all these big music fests, big events, all mind games.
The rituals for everybody to see. And they tell us what they're going to do, and then they do it, and they believe that it leaves them of the karma. I don't think that it does.
Well, have the spooks achieved their ultimate goal?
No. And the reason that I know for sure is the self-love show.
I think they're looking to use technology ultimately to just, if they can come up with a chip that they can implant in your head.
Well, that's the whole Elon Musk thing, ain't it, right?
Well, I hate to give this idea out here to the spooks.
Who's going to do that?
Well, if I was the spooks, I'd just simply, force a chip in somebody's head, and then that chip creates so much pain that they have two choices to have the pain stop. Do what I'm asking them to do, or murk themselves.
They don't have to even do that. Soon as what Elon Musk is talking about, they will be able to control all those people who want
neural net or something.
Yes, that neural. Yeah,
Neuralink.
Neuralink to want to connect their brain to the internet. That's
what they're gonna use it for, to shoot pain in your brain.
No, they don't have to. They can just control you at that point.
How can they control your thoughts?
Send ideas into your mind and send them into your mind and send them into your mind. We're creatures of habit, and what we hear 1,000 times becomes a part of our symmetry. So if you are connected to something that has control of your brain.
So it'd be like hearing voices, like when the people with schizo hear voices.
Yes, they can do that even now. Your thoughts is, not necessarily all your own. I don't know about you. I know I have some thoughts, and I'm like, the fuck? That's, I wouldn't hurt this child. I wouldn't hurt this thing. So, me personally, I believe that they're shooting thoughts into our frequency of range, just like a television you turn a channel and it's a whole different program and all of that. They are sending programs out all the time.
You're gonna have to get you a tinfoil hat so you can keep those thoughts, those vibrations.
No, you just need to be able to control it. You don't have to control what comes into your head. You have to realize is that you are not
controlling your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not controlling your thoughts, but is that thought something you would do or not?
If all that's the case, then you're saying, well, they have achieved their goal, but just not through the MK Ultra program.
Well, I wouldn't say they have achieved their goal because I don't think everything is going as they want. But what I will say is that they are putting out information that is in the ether that you could decide to think are your thoughts and act on them or not. I know that I have a spirit that I question everything. Everything that comes into my mind, I question. Not just from other individuals, but from the thoughts.
Well, when good dogs do bad things, said I think Jordan Peele was trying to tell people something with US and Nope. I haven't watched through Nope yet. I need to check that out.
Me as well.
Yeah, he said it goes deep. It's got like a bunch of horrible reviews, so I got to believe it had a lot of truth in it. He said they can split your personality, fragment it more or less. Not good signals everywhere. He's talking about frequencies could be being sent out.
They are being sent out. That's why I'm saying to people, like, when you
Okay, so if they're
notice something,
sending, hold it. I hear you. So if they're sending frequencies out and they want to control the population, why wouldn't they just send a frequency out and tell everybody to kill themselves?
kill themselves. A lot. How many people
If the
commit?
goal
Hold
is
on, hold on,
population
hold on,
control,
hold on. How many people commit suicide every year? Okay, there are a whole lot of people that get that message, and then there are a whole lot of people that don't. You understand what I'm saying?
so if the people are not doing it, then they're not controlling their minds.
The ones that they do, they do.
Well, that sounds like, I don't want to say it sounds like a hogwash, but that sounds like just a sugar pill. Like,
I mean, basically, it is a sugar pill. If you take the sugar pill and think you're going to die, then you will. It basically is. I mean, there are a lot of beings that like, wait a minute, I mean, killing myself, I'm not going to do that. And there are some beings that are going through whatever they're going through and
seems awfully complicated. I told you what this is why I don't run the world. If I was an Illumabooty, you'd let me put that chip in your mind. I tell you, it gives you,
Okay, we're talking about people that don't have the chip in their mind. That's what we're talking about.
But I'm saying, I understand that.
Right.
I'm saying,
and understand that also that they are trying to get as many people as they can to put Neuralink in their brain.
So what I'm saying is, listen, whether I got to first do it by force, I mean, you do it if you want to or not, it's going to increase your technology. It's going to increase, your ability to get into not the dark web, but what do you call that? The betaverse, not the betaverse, but the one the one Facebook,
Metaverse.
the metaverse. Right. So you're going to need this chip. It's going to be mandatory for you to even use a passport or have a job. Right. I'm saying my simplicity is once I get that chip in your head, I just hit a button and you get so much excruciating pain. And all you're gonna do is do what I ask you to do or kill yourself.
Yeah. Once you get the chip in your brain, you don't have to do that. You're a robot.
Well,
you don't have to add the pain or any of that. You're a robot. Once they connect the neural link to your cerebral cortex, you are a robot.
Seems like a whole lot of wasted money. Yeah, they're talking about weaker minds. Yeah, I get it.
The only way to get a chip in your brain is if you decide to get the chip in your brain. Now, if they try to impose that upon the whole world, then they're going to have a fucking problem because the whole world ain't going for it. And there are going to be enough of us.
But you can send frequencies out and more people will get it if they already have the science. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, they don't. All of their plans, all of their best plans are going to fail. That's what's going to happen. All of their best plans. So
based upon what?
They're trying to, because
Yahusha's going to come back and crush them.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but the Christ mind state is still alive. We don't need a being to come to do that. And the self-love show has the Christ mind state in it. And we're putting out this information to the people. What these beings want to do, they will not do, because the self-love nation has decided that they won't be able to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know where you're coming from. I'm in agreement there. 100%. I I had these discussions in 6th, 7th grade, with Todd Ackermy,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, man, the spooks control everything. I'm like, God, they can't never control my mind, my body, or my mind or my spirit, But I live a little longer, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I see more and more where he's coming from. You know, uh, you could be being controlled, for instance, going to work every day, you know, towing the company line or the country's line, and the whole time, you're disenfranchised, and
There's levels to control. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, you don't have to even be aware that you're being controlled.
And most aren't, but the self-love nation is a different breed. We cut from the same cloth, and we will not be.
When good dogs go bad, when good dogs do bad things, they can't show their hand too much. Yeah, that unseen, that hand.
Yeah, unseen hand. The left hand don't know what the right hand do.
Yeah. It's like
If you
he's
know
been
what's
watching.
coming, fear goes out the window. Fear is the drug they use.
Yeah, it's like he's been watching our show. We've done shows on this. Yeah, fear is their main tool. Ignorance would be another one of their main tools.
And I've been dead, so I fear not. I fear nothing.
Yeah, you've never been dead, but I know your point.
Well, I had to be revived, so I mean, there's
Well,
that.
Well, I just don't feel like we die, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, out of this vehicle, in
Right.
this realm. So
Right, because to be conscious,
I do completely hear
that
what
you
you're
were
saying,
dead.
though, because we
Right.
never. Yeah, I knew I wasn't
Right.
here.
Correct.
So I use the definitions that's from here. So
Right. But yeah, you're never dead. Not
facts.
you. Now,
No one actually. So you're 100% right.
But I mean, even mentally, with this woke movement, you ain't never dead. But that's all I'm saying. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, not you. There's a lot of dead men walking. But that's not you, my brother.
Yeah.
All right, man. Anything else we haven't unpacked?
I just want everyone to know that you have to tune in to your frequency. Just like a radio station, you need to dial in to what you're supposed to do while you're here. And no matter what the plans of human have been trying to achieve for a very long time, they cannot stop the collaborative mental state of us. They have their own plans, but they're not going to go as planned. They keep delaying everything that they do because of the true. These people that are in control of the world, it's not going to be for long. I love you all. That's all I got to say about that part.
Are they in control?
They're not. We are.
They have the most control.
We're giving them the control because of our thinking and how we've been programmed, that we believe that they control all of this, and it's just a fallacy. And since they control all of the media, they're trying to keep us in that frame of mind. when it is false. So question everything,
Yeah,
my
because
people.
in nature, bro. Well, in the dog world, the alpha male is alpha male, and even in many of your cat species, or the alpha. Let's keep a sex off of it. They're the alpha because typically they're able to protect the flock. They're the best hunters. What I'm saying is they don't tend to throw the runts out to do all the grunt work, and then all the runts hold some arbitrary individual as alpha. You're the alpha because you're the one taking those risks. You're the one on the front lines. If there's a war that you decide to take the people to, shooting those AR-15s at another. But our society has reversed everything to where the runt, right? The runt is having
the elite,
the alphas, correct? The elite slash runt, correct? In this analogy, yes, they're the runts, and they've got all of the strongest ones, which is, I think, why intuitively we feel they'll never win.
They
Because
can't
they're
win.
not alphas.
Well, they can't win because
Jesus?
Jeebus.
It's Passover out there.
Jeebus?
Why can't they win? And then I'm going to clear the chat here. We got some more hubbub.
Jeebus. They can't win because they offer nothing. They don't put in any work. They just put in fiat. And fiat is going to run out. These other countries are like, we won't deal with your fiat.
Yeah, when you ask people if they ever seen a ghost, they say no, but it's in their pocket. It's their currency. When good dogs do bad things, said it's time to wake up the dead. Thank you, gentlemen. He said you were dead before you were born. The dead.
Yeah.
And then he said, we are the powers that be, not them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, and they found a way to twist up the natural order of stuff.
They decided that what we all decided was valuable.
Correct.
And they have the most collection of it.
Yeah, because they started amassing it before they programmed us to look at it as valuable.
Yes.
And
they have to go, including the whole government, instead, so they don't give us a strike. It's the government. The whole government had to go. I don't know how it's gonna happen or whatever it's gonna flow, but the whole government, they the gubber. They gubbers. They need to go.
Yeah, but normally the big, the matriarch or the patriarch in the family structure or in the tribe, that might have been your war. That was somebody that was serving the people the most. It might have been, your medicine man. And what made them great and revered is because the service that they gave to the powers that be, which is the people. Whether you talk Yahusha, whether you talk, you can go down the line. It's serving the people. But now they don't serve us. And, we talk about how great billionaires are and stuff.
Well, they serve us, but not what we want. They don't serve us what we want and what we need. They serve us shit and pounds of it. They take this shit and love it. That's what the World Economic Forum. We need to disband that. They need to go. They need to go.
When Good Dog said we should go back to tribal, we've been talking about that. But it's funny how they programmed us all through their education and their movies and their books, how tribal was such a bad
bestiality, and they didn't know what they were doing, and no one they
didn't even know 1 + 1. You know what I mean?
Some complete crapulous misinformation.
It was a lie. Is a lie.
Crapulous misinformation. That's a perfect definition for lie.
I love that. All right, so y'all make sure y'all check out House Stock. I think we've done about as much as we can do here on YouTube. That's June 23rd to the 25th through the 25th. Get out there in the country in Illinois, you know what I'm saying, private land, and do some glamping. Get your VIP packages. You have your food, you know what I mean? We don't care what's in your cup. Bring your own unmentionables if that's what you got to do. T-shirts are available. The link is pinned in the chat. Sponsorship packages are available. You know, again, if you're so blessed, you know, and maybe somebody else couldn't buy their own ice cream. I was that guy when I was on the street. You know what I mean? I had some ice cream and some poor kid might have been on the welfare. Your family can't afford it. And
You can't afford it. You
You know,
can't. Afford
I was the type of kid that to spend some of my allowance money. You know what I mean? And go get, no, you can't go get this. But they got that cheap one for people who can't afford much. Yeah, you take that part, but you got something. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is you might not buy them a VIP package. You know what I'm saying? But you can buy them a one-day excursion or something so they can get away and have a good time. Or if you got it like that, because it ain't tricking if you what, so?
Oh, yes, it's still tricking.
Well, if you got it, you know, break bread with the VIP package for somebody you love. It makes a great gift, you know. And then, as we know in this universe, what you give, it begets at you, I think, sevenfold, right, Self? Or is it tenfold? Seven, at least minimum seven to tenfold out there.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah. Black owned business. house stock. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it in. 2023. All right, so Self, we had the riddle. Tori did answer it correctly. I'll just reread it. I think DJ Creeper said 5 and then deleted his answer because he knew I was going to clown him. I saw a 5 in the chat, Creeper. All right. He said, okay, so here it is. There are 2 ducks in front of a duck, 2 ducks behind a duck, and a duck in the middle. So there are 2 ducks in front of a duck, 2 ducks behind a duck, and a duck in the middle. How many ducks are there, Self-Love?
Man, I'm gonna tell you. Initially, my mind was working and said 7.
Yeah.
Because of the description, and then I went back into it said a duck, a duck. So 3. You got 2 in front of a duck, 2 after a duck, and 1 in the middle.
Yeah, you got that one quick. I'll tell you, I think some of these things, you know, you may have a mathematic mind, you know, scientific engineering even. But that dyslexia is, I think is you know, the things that they try to, you know, we want to
Say it's bad.
Yeah, yes.
But once I got in my mind, like I told you, I had to, my brain, now that when you talk
Once
about,
they knew what it was and you could put it all together and somebody could explain to you what you were experiencing.
No. Once you start talking about that, we're doing these
brain teasers.
Yes. I listen and I eliminate the unnecessary. Because what these riddles tend to do is take you on a tangent by information that's not important to the question.
Sounds like a Senate bill.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well. All of the bills and acts.
All the speeches given by the politicians, blah,
bunch
blah,
of crap.
Blah. Yeah.
Yeah, anything they answer, they don't answer the question. They just put out the information they want to put out.
So he is right. In the way he broke it down for you is right. But more importantly, he's telling you how to get to these solutions. Filter out the fluff, you know, the minutia. And as you do this, it's going to make you better when you're listening to people tell you a bunch of BS and nonsense.
Man.
Yeah, and have you signing contracts, you know, you're going to get to what matters. So big ups to you. Once again, the Riddler got it done. All right, so next week on Mouthpiece Included, we're covering politics once again. We're doing Craig Hodges out there.
Oh, great
Chicago
topic.
Heights product.
Man, great individual.
Went
That
to the
dude
White House with
is-
the Fruit of Islam jacket or Nation of Islam jacket
and got
on.
kicked out the NBA as a result.
And then pink balled.
Yeah, as a result.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to talk about him, two-time champion. I think he got 2 with the Bulls, right? Maybe 3.
Yeah, I think it's 2, and
He has 2 because he got blackballed.
And the 3-point contest.
He won 3 of those back to back to back.
Shit, I mean, he could have still been playing when they kicked him out the league.
Yeah, because of his style of play. All he had to do was put up that shot.
Back then, and he was way more than that. I mean, whew, that dude really
in his prime
game. He really had game. They relegated him to a 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
and he perfected that too. But damn, his handle. Oh.
Yeah, South Suburbs, Chicago product. You know. Next week, we don't know what we got lined up yet. We're working on a historical guest. Had them booked, but one thing about these cats, when they're running stuff, you know, their schedules are fluid. So,
they're busy.
Yeah. They're definitely busy. So we'll come at you. You know, maybe we'll unpack the pagan holiday here we're celebrating, or we'll see if we get another guest lined up. But we're working. You know, we didn't want to, dump on your pagan holiday. There's a lot of people who appreciate what's going on, and it's deep into their heart. But we ask you to stick your head in the rabbit hole out there. Once this show ends, which it's about to end in less than 3 minutes, you can go back to what?
Living how you live.
With complete and total non-judgment. So, with that being said, enough of my yapping out there. Getting to this whole thing here. Come on, computer. That brings us to now people are texting in their questions and comments. Wordsmiths. Final words out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there. My bad.
Yo, the real conspiracy is no mystery. The CIA is not for our benefit. It's a bunch of misfits that promote bullshit outside of the U.S. and in.
Big ups to CIA.
The shit they do outside, I ain't gonna pretend. It's evil. Makes these other nations hate us.
Flesh.
Because they think that we are the promoters of such. And the bullshit they do within our country is way too much. Act like we didn't know that they did the Tuskegee experiment. Like they didn't promote Woodstock. Dose the whole crowd and the performers. Like they don't have most of these celebrities living in a state of dishonor. I'ma tell you the truth. I'm living proof. I've seen what happened. I ain't gonna name no names, but a lot of them know if they see me, I'm gonna slap them.
Will Smith.
Cause fuck Chris Rock.
That's Pookie, man. He owe
Yeah, bad stock. I rock.
Lead the flock.
I rock with the revolutionaries. Not that people that advance the white people's stock. Not even white, they pink.
They stink.
Well, they're made from dogs and rats. And I don't know no other way, and I am not gonna say I'm sorry for the facts. Yakub created you. For a good reason. Because we all need our lessons from the teaching. We need to observe why we let this perverted living flourish. What do we do? Let it keep happening? Or do we bring our godliness to the surface? These humans are only a hue of man, colorization, not part of the master plan. Only reason they're here is to teach us a lesson. You need to question why you here and what you about. And take action that shows there is no doubt. Otherwise, they gonna keep supporting Ukraine and bring them all here and give them our reparation. This next election is very important. Not really. Because them people, they impotent. A dying race. They'll be gone before long. But we gotta make sure that we're on the same accord, because all skin folk and kinfolk, and that's been assured and proven how we've been pushed to ruin. We need to exclude them, even ones that look like us. They'll bust and crash their ass back to ashes and dust. Flush them down the toilet. Words.
Words. Words. Words, 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 words. Beastly folks. Your boy, When Good Dogs is going hard in the chat. Big ups to When Good Dogs Do Bad Things. That's a good dog.
I like him. Or her. I don't know who it is, but
I be encouraging
like
the good. That's a good dog. When they do bad things, they be looking confused, mouth be open, like this guy. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder. That's suicide.
Yeah, man. An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
If you see something, say something.
Slave theory. Take some greed and some ego, toss in a little fear. Now you're a slave.
Sounds about right. Because if you choose to use charity plus humility times love, free yourself from anything.
We ain't talking about those international charities where all the money go to Ukraine.
The United States government don't do any of that towards that.
Question. No. Do not answer questions.
Facts. But at the same time, question everything.
Fear is cap. Fear is an illusion.
Man, it's all it is love, so vibrate it.
Forgiveness is the highest love vibration.
So forgive and do something charitable for your so-called enemy and end the beef.
Healthy people. Heal that people.
Man, all my life I know hurt people for sure gonna hurt people.
Free the old man. Free Larry Hoover, man.
Free Chief Malik, Jeff Ford.
Free all the guys, man.
Absolutely, because prison is slavery.
Check that 13th, and while you at it, be like St. Pedro. Keep your gaze on Yahushua and walk on water.
And if you believe in yourself, you ain't got to worry about no other being. You can walk on water. But move mountains.
The whole mountain?
Yeah, man. All we need is the faith of a mustard seed. And the self-love show is proving we got way more than that. It's coming to happen, y'all.
Word. Happy anniversary, LOA, OSS. Happy birthday, Chill. House Stock 2023. Get it
Being the
in.
one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love. You just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.